So I'm just going to be coding today. I'm working on one-click AgentKit, one-click AgentKit, building a Launchpad for creators to deploy AI agents on base. I just finished setting up documentation for a new API that I built. And now I want to implement that API into the front end for our agents. I'm going to start off by building a new route /funnels/base. I'll add on a button. That button will call the API to trigger a new agent to be created and to execute that agent and let it do whatever it wants for 33 seconds. After that, I'm going to use Stack SDK and L3 on base to store the memory of the agent and display that memory on our new autopilot tab. And so I'm going to get started. I've already got cursor set up. I'm just going to get started building. The goal was I was building this on my own and I thought it might be good to capture this. So my goal was not to engage too much with the stream itself, but to more just have it open in case it helps other people to see how I build. This is what I've done this morning. This is my instructions file. I started off by saying the overall goal, AgentKit Launchpad funnel page with docs. I initially just put in this first ticket that I defined in linear. And from there, as I've been building, thinking, I'm unable to scroll, so I want to be able to scroll. I'm not happy with the current implementation, so let's change it up. I don't want to use API keys. Let's use campaign IDs and just iterating off of that. And so the next part that I'm on is new route setup. I'm just going to say, please. Just say, please implement step 11, and then cursor will read all the files and automatically make the changes. I don't like that it's in a shared folder. I don't like that the shared folder is lowercase. Keep moving forward with the page. The page looks right. Let's see if I can access it. It's not centered, but we do have a button. Boom. Now we got a start button in the center of the screen. Okay, we technically have implemented this. Let's define the step that I wanted to do, get this committed, and keep moving forward. Add button from Shad CN. Install button. Use button in. Copy the message. Commit the changes. Sure. What branch am I on? Documentation page. So I copy the ticket. The ticket tracks the work, publicly visible. Copy the Git URL on the top right. Let me take a step back. This is how you connect a linear ticket to a GitHub pull request automatically. Go to your linear ticket, and in the top right corner, you'll see a button to copy the Git branch name. Copy the Git branch name, and then head over to VS Code or Cursor or whatever your IDE is. In the top left corner, you'll click the Git branching icon to open up your Git branching. And from there, you can click the More Actions 3 dots, Checkout To, where you'll paste your branch name and hit Enter to create a new branch. Publish the branch. And once the branch is published, it should automatically change to do to in progress. Once you open up a pull request using that branch, you'll see that the linear ticket automatically changes to in review. And once you merge the pull request to main, it will automatically change the ticket to done. That'll reduce the amount of time that you have to spend manually managing your linear board, allow you to use linear as a way to share information while you can stay focused on shipping. And it also allows you to spend less time thinking about branch names because you can just copy it from linear, and it's a more functional approach to branch naming instead of vibes, which is also valid. Going back to the ticket that we are on, we now have the route, but I want to add the button from Shad CN. That's the command I want. Will it work if you run it? Yeah, it doesn't like that. For some reason, the version of the terminal that is run in my composer is different from the terminal that I run down here. Because down here, if I run the command, it'll work just fine. But up here, we have an incorrect version of Node. So the version of Node that's being run in my basic bash settings are different in composer than they are over here. Interesting. Okay, let's just go straight to shad. What package manager are we using? We're using Yarn. So we should now get a UI folder here. And there's our UI folder with a button inside of it. Awesome. This should be enough. The goal for this ticket is just to have a simple route. We already have a simple route. I'm focusing a lot on unrelated changes right now. Now we got a start button. Whoops. I'm not running the server. What's going on? Finish compiling. There we go. That's a nice looking default button. Let's push and move on. Before I move on, I'm going to plant the seed for what I'm doing next. So let's go back to my tickets that I've labeled. Let's copy this as the next step so that it's all ready. Copy the definition exactly from the ticket. Don't put any thought into it. Now we go back to review. Got conflicts with main. Which files? Looks like utils. There we go. It's accepting for me. Looks the same. Package.json. How am I supposed to be doing this? Let's check out package.json here. Okay, this is probably how I'm supposed to be doing it. Except current change, right? We're using it? Yeah, we're using it. And then yarn lock, we should just delete yarn lock. Run yarn again. Invalid. Maybe I should change. Now it works. There we go. Fixing conflicts between local environment and production environment so we can merge our pull request. I'm not the only one shipping today, it seems. I shipped something this morning. Was something else shipped? No, it looks like I was the last contributor. I might be my own problem. It looks like I did not merge in the docs first. So this will be both the docs and this will be both the docs and the route for the real life page. I swear I had shipped it. I'm showing a check mark on this. Maybe because I still haven't pushed the changes because I'm still working through yarn. Let's just be patient. Come back to the plan. Set up the funnel route, make the button trigger the API to run the agent, show the train of thought so that way we can see the agent is running after you create it on the Launchpad. Let me go back and just make sure that the route is still running. Should be able to run here. So here's a demonstration of the end agent that is created and running when you create an agent on the Launchpad for AgentKit. There's probably a better way I can phrase that. This is an example of the API call that any dev can run in order to create an agent on base in one click. You just run a GET query or paste this into your browser. It will sit there for 30 seconds as it gives your agent 33 seconds of fresh life. And then it will come back to you with those details on base, including the address. I think just the address right now. But I built the API endpoint yesterday. I got AgentKit being able to run at scale. And now it looks like we had our agent completed execution with the 33 seconds. I can copy the wallet address and go over to Sepolia. And then if I search for this address on base, we'll see that this address, again, only 33 seconds of life, so not a lot of time for a new agent. But as I was over here yapping, it was able to deploy a couple contracts. It was able to get funding on a faucet. It was born 37 seconds ago. It had its first transaction 55 seconds ago. So that agent was able to run off and do things on chain while I was over here talking. So the API endpoint is still working. I think this is the first time I've tested it today. And so if you want to learn more about this API endpoint, you can go to chat.recoupable.com/docs/base. I just deployed these docs. And so these are brand new today. You can come onto here, you can find the curl query, and you can just copy a curl query, go into any terminal. Let's find a terminal. Go into your terminal, paste that terminal, and then the same thing will happen. And so in this case, it's still running. The agent gets 33 seconds of life, and then it'll return the wallet address back to you that it created. It's a brand new wallet address. So each time you run it, it's spinning up a brand new agent with a brand new wallet, getting that wallet funded, and then that agent has some free reign to go and do things on chain based off of the funds it's able to get into its wallet. So you can copy the same command. You can use it. I've got examples in Python, in JavaScript, in TypeScript. So whatever your language of choice is, I've already got some code examples. This is simple. You don't need to have a campaign ID, but over time we might start to force it, but it is free for you to set up a campaign ID. We've got all the links you need in order to set up a campaign ID, or if you want to view your agents after they're running on the autopilot page. My goal with this docs was to start with the docs and start with the end in mind, and then be able to work backwards. And so I defined the documentation when all I had was the API endpoint. And now what I'm going to do is, now, as you can see, I'm working backwards and I'm trying to build out the page to actually use that button on the front end. How are we doing on our install? Our installs are done. We can add yarn lock. We can commit our changes, push our changes. "17 files before, 8 files after." Okay, so I was just missing a pull from main. There's our start button. Hovers a little bit when it expands a little bit when you hover on it. I'm happy with this. We've got our route. Let's wait for the build to make sure that the build doesn't fail. But as long as the build succeeds, we'll ship it. Merging in the branch seems to have broken the deployment. A different yarn lock, different utils, just that. Okay, let's try deleting yarn lock and node modules. I actually want us to change over to PNPM, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to switch it now. Oops. Did I change anything? Just deleted yarn lock. PNPMI. I've been finding my experience with PNPM is slightly faster than my experience with yarn, while still having pretty universal support across any sort of dev tools that I'm building on. Let's see if that one's any better. Dang, still showing. I guess let's see what the composer has to say about it. Because I didn't change anything related to this file, so I'm surprised that it is. I'm surprised that it's causing a build error. What changed? We'll stop that one because I think we're going to hit the same error. Let's verify that it's using PNPM now to build. It should automatically detect that there's a lock file from PNPM instead of yarn. This is how me and my team share when it's time for a pull request review, or in general, just how we communicate with the Eng team when we have finished a ticket and we're ready for review or we're about to ship it. I tag the project that this work is related to. In this case, we have a channel called Recoup, so I'll tag it. Then we do a little indent and we throw in the linear ticket that this task is related to. So that way, again, just kind of formally connecting the linear ticket to the work that was done to complete it. Whether it's a bug or a new feature, just tracking the work that's being done and why it's being done, who requested it. Share that, and once that's shared, I don't want whoever is going to review the stuff to spend too much time, so now I'm going to send a screenshot of the testing as well as a link to how they can test it, so that if someone wants to test it, it's fast and easy. Luckily with Vercel, we get deployment links for free, and I can turn the security off for free. And so this doesn't cost any money. So far, none of this infrastructure costs any money for us to manage our dev team, keeping our costs as a small business low. And now we've got our start button. We just need to wait for the build to work. More build errors. Axios isn't installed for GitBlob. Where's GitBlob being used? Upload to IPFS. Where's upload to IPFS being used? It's being used inside of RAW. Okay, let's go back towards that issue. We can't find Axios. Well, why isn't Axios in package.json? Also, why don't we just switch it over to use fetch? Please remove Axios import and use fetch here. Because I don't want to add Axios. And I also don't want to do that little code change, so I'll just let Cursor do it for me. One thing that I found I do more often by having Cursor as an assistant is that I do little changes that I would normally pawn off on another human. I do them myself because it's just a rapid fire. That took 10 seconds. It's now a fetch. Like, that was easy. I don't know how I mean, I guess I'm streaming right now, but I find that normally my build locally is slower than my build in Vercel, and so pushing it up helps me to iterate faster as well. 2.5 minutes is still pretty slow for an iteration cycle on a new deployment, but I find that once I get into a flow, I get a lot of green dots and I don't often hit the red. It's looking like we're getting further. We're on the deploying stage. We're live. Excellent. Are we finally going to ship our first PR on the stream? It loads. We got a start button. Let's ship it and move on. Once I ship, I then take a screenshot of the merge and take that screenshot into Slack, and then I put a little ship emoji. And then I also mark the top of the thread with the ship, just to let everybody know that I've shipped. So what I'm trying to get my team to is that we can all just kind of ship freely, but we all communicate inside of one channel so that if anybody wants to review the work that we're all doing, there's one regular place, but we're also not blocking reviews, and we used to be forcing reviews from others, and our current goal for 2025 is to build momentum, and so just allowing the few devs that we have on our team to ship at will. Ticket automatically got changed to done. Let's let's go to our next ticket. Copy the Git branch URL. Check out to a new branch. Publish the branch. Close everything except for the instructions. We've already written the instructions that we want, so now we can just say, please implement step 13. And I already know, well, let's just say it. If it messes up, I'll tag an individual file, but for now, let's spend less time trying to overthink. Let the AI write it. We focus on making the plan. We just finished the first task of 3 that I wanted to try to get done today. I have a feeling I'm only going to get this second task done for right now, but we'll see. So the task, original 3, set up a new route for our funnel, /funnels/base. Add a button that will trigger the API to run. We'll see if we can do that one because I haven't set it up with any domain, so we're using HTTP instead of HTTPS. And then the third, the trainer, the chain of thought. Start button has been updated to make that call, and it adds a loading state, and it adds a disabled while it's loading. Let's accept it and just change this to starting. Let's call it running. And let's see what it looks like. I'm anticipating that the next error we're going to see is going to be domain related. And so where I'm going to have to go, can you vouch for Recoup? Yeah, I'm building it. I'm building it right now. So if you're curious, this is me building out Recoup. So if I can vouch for it, yeah, I'm the builder of it. If you're trying to use it and you have some questions about it, please let me know. Or if you are a subscriber and you would like new features to be built into your agent, our goal is to make it easy to for creators to build and scale their AI agents on Base. And so if you have your own agent already, or if you're a musician and you don't know anything about AI agents and you just want someone on your team, we're trying to build out the tool set, a set of tools, a curated set of tools that musicians can use to amplify 2025 and give them the most momentum using AI at their backs. But I have a feeling it's going to have an issue with the HTTP request when we're trying to query a IP address instead of a domain with SSL for HTTPS secure traffic. I don't think I'm using this terminal right now, so I'm going to get it out of my flow. Oh, cool. Well, it looks like RGC is our latest subscriber, and this is the first time I've seen someone subscribe midstream. So thank you, RGC, for subscribing. If this next week, if you want to hop on a stream with me, I would love to hear more about the projects that you're working on. We currently have less than 10 subscribers to Recoup. So if you subscribe, I would love to hop on a stream with you and hear more about what you're working on and what is drawing you to Recoup, and really double down on focusing on the needs of the first 10 musicians that sign up to make sure that they get really focused on as we build out the roots of this platform, because these AI agents are going to be nothing without musicians who need them. So we want to make sure that musicians are included in the loop at all points in time. The entire project is also open source. So if you like what we're building and you want to build it on your own without paying $20 a month, you can go onto our GitHub, you can clone the repositories, you can run it locally. If you're a dev that's watching this, please go and fork it yourself. You can save yourself $20 a month. But we also offer a hosted service if people want an easier experience. So coming back to the button, when we click start, we should see either success or failure on this API call. I click start and I'm not seeing anything. It might be because it in process, but when I click it, it should say running. Let's try refreshing the page. We got errors on errors. Okay, I'm gonna try to ignore them. We see running now. Is it actually hitting the API? When it finishes, we should see some dev logging in about 30 seconds. I want to add a title onto this, so let me make a note. Well, let's wait till this finishes, and once it does, I'm gonna add a note into the instructions that I want to add a title onto this page and a description so that it's easier for people to know when they land on this page what it's doing. Oh, we got success. We got a wallet address. Oh my goodness. We got a one-click creating an agent on base. Let's check it out on base scan. The agent that was just created. Let's see if it actually just did it. I included quotes when I shouldn't have, so let me fix that. It looks like it was able to do 4 things in the 30 seconds of life that it had. It was able to get itself funded, and then it was able to create 4 different contracts. So it was very active in the 30 seconds that it had, and we were able to run it and see its entire life right from a UI. We didn't have to run any code. You just click a button. And so this is what we're going to be publishing now, is making it so that if you want to spin up a brand new agent on base, just come over here, click the start button. It spins up a brand new agent for you. Just click the button, it runs it, and then you can, right now you have to inspect. And so the next step is, how can we keep making this easier for musicians to be able to start? That way we can get more musicians using and practicing with the technology, because as they practice with it, they will then have more suggestions and ideas for how it gets built. And so the future can be built by the imagination of the musicians that we're working with, instead of us kind of observing right now Virtuals, Truth Terminal, all of the other examples externally. We as small local teams can build with people who are inspiring to us and help us focus on the goals that we are trying to maximize for. And we can help create another option that is building the future that we want to see, creating what's missing. So we've got the button, it triggered it, it created a new agent. Let's add in those 2 instructions that I wanted. The first one's adding a title to the page. Add title and description to page to explain Launchpad for musicians. And then the other thing that I would like to do is on success display data dot, I believe it was wallet address. Yeah, wallet address. Okay, so let's add our check, push these changes, and once we do, we'll add in these next couple things. So we copy the entire note as our note, click the plus button, paste your message, commit the message, push it. Oh, I don't think I'm on a new branch. Or did I already do this? Copy the branch name. Checkout 2. Paste in the branch name. It looks like I'm already on it, so I think I actually did already do that step. In which case, let's tell it, please Implement step 14. Notice how I'm not actively writing code. I'm writing in the instructions file, and then I'm telling the AI to go and implement the code. I understand what the smallest next step is, and I know how to phrase that in a way that will get me to where I'm trying to go, but I'm not actually jumping in and doing the construction, like the manual work. I'm allowing the AI to do that because that is simple, and actually it does it better than I do. It focuses on best practices. It's trained on a lot of great data. So we should use that to our advantage. So these are free tools. This is the new baseline. We've now got it writing out Launchpad for AI agents on Base. Deploy your own AI agent on Base. I don't want to say blockchain in there. Perfect for musicians, creators, and artists looking to engage with their audience through intelligent automated interactions. So let's delete the word blockchain and then we're good. On Base in seconds, perfect for creators, artists looking to engage with their audience through intelligent automated interactions. Let's see if it still works. Let's click the start button. We see that it's running. I'm going to leave it be now, and I'm going to go and continue to commit. And so you see, I didn't have to spend any time thinking about what this text is going to be. I let AI write it, and then I reflected on it, reviewed it, tweaked it a little bit, but I'm building on my own work. It's seeing everything that I'm doing, and it's trying to anticipate my next move based off of what I've already written. And so it's continuing my personality. It's an autocomplete of all of the data that I've already contributed to it, as well as best practices that it's able to see just in its LLM from great training data. Let's do this last step, and then we'll merge this one in. Please implement step 15. How can we buy Recoup? Can you share it? Jesse shared you. We'll put that up. Thank you, Jesse, for sharing me. I really appreciate you elevating independent builders and giving us visibility into our projects and the open source tools that we're building on Base. Another question that RGC just asked is, how can we buy Recoup? Can you share? So I'll quickly share that. Well, I'll share his message too so that we know what we're on. RGC asked, how can we buy Recoup? Can you share? So you can buy Recoup by going on to chat.recoupable.com. Recoupable spelled R-E-C-O-U-P-L-B-L. Recoupable is spelled R-E-C-O-U-P-A-B-L-E.com. You can go over there, and once you're on the page, you can sign in with email, and you'll see in the bottom left, Unlock Pro, Smarter Brand Deals Made Easy, and you can click Unlock Pro. You get $20 per month, and it gives you unlimited agents. So running an agent 24/7, this is what I'm building right now, is new additions to that existing product. So sign up today to get unlimited access to the existing agents that we have. We've got our TikTok analyzer. TikTok's about to get out of the US. And so if you want to scrape your data and take your data before TikTok shuts down, use the TikTok agent to take control of your data and export that from TikTok just by putting in your username. You just go to the agent, put in your username on TikTok, and it will extract all that data for you. And then it'll also generate that for your autopilot and the personality for your AI agent as you move forward. X Analyzer will analyze your Twitter profile. Spotify will take all your Spotify data, and then the same with Instagram. And if you just want a one-click to do it all, the Wrapped will use all of those agents in one shot, which is great if you have a profile across them, or if you would rather just run an individual agent, you can. These lower agents all cost 1 credit, and the one up top costs 5 credits. But you get unlimited credits if you just sign up for the subscription, or if you want to buy unlimited, if you just want to pay for an individual agent run, you can click the link down below on or unlock an individual fan segment, and that will open up a Stripe checkout just to pay for one single agent run instead of subscribing if you're not ready to subscribe. Also, if you just want to do it for free, when you sign in with a new account, we give you 1 credit for free. And so go on to chat.recoupable.com/agents, pick whichever agent you want, and you can run your first agent for free because we give everybody who signs up 1 credit for free. So that answers that. There is no contract address, so I'm not going to share that. I'm going to go back to showing that Jesse shared me. Thank you, Jesse. And let's go back to the pull request that we're on. Looks like we have shipped the route setup, but that was our previous pull request, so we should have a new one. This is the moment of truth. Will it work in a deployed environment? It works locally. A lot of stuff works on local hosts that does not work once you deploy it. So let's see if in a deployed environment, we can still directly make an HTTP request to our agent API. I don't know if I pulled from main, so let's try pulling from main. Okay, it looks like, what did we change here? It's already doing step 15. Let's check if step 15 happened. We're almost at an hour on the stream, so once I can get this one running, or once we wrap up this little piece of work, I will wrap up the stream for today. And if you're interested in building on this, if you've recently subscribed, or if you're a dev and you've been building on the tools that we've been building, and you want to hop on a stream and highlight the work that you're doing, please reply to this or send me a DM. I'd like to do some co-promotional streams so that other builders on base, we can work together to amplify our projects so that during this 2025 season, we can build momentum together. You can see here, we have our new agent wallet address right here. We can copy this wallet and go over to Basecamp, paste it. Then we got a brand new agent that just 1 minute ago was doing some on-chain actions and got its wallet funded and all that good stuff. So was that already in our deployed preview or is that locally? That's locally. Let's push these changes and start wrapping up with a pull request. No, there's no deck screener. There's no recoup contract address. So if you're seeing contract addresses for recoup, those are scams. Please do not click them. There is no token associated with the project that I am building. And if you see anything related to tokens, it is a scam. Please do not click on any links in the replies related to contract addresses or tokens. Okay, we've pushed. Let's try pulling from main again. Okay, and it looks like we have a couple merge conflicts, again, of my own design. This is what happens when I forget to pull from main. Let's accept current changes on both. Yeah, definitely accept. Why can't I click commit? Let's try pushing. Refresh. Still 11 files. Let's just read through it, see what's going on. Make sure that our linear ticket automatically got put into review because we've linked it with our pull request. Base funnel, we've got our button, our new text. These should have been fixed in the previous PR, so I think there's something going on with our Git. So I'm going to crash the server Git status. Git commit -m merge conflicts Git status Git push origin. Copy my branch name. It's nice to have the tools, and it's also nice to know how to go under and do it myself if need be. That way we don't get too dependent on the tools, so that if they stop serving us like they did just there, we don't get blocked, but we can just go back to a little bit more manual method very quickly. This should lower our files change from 11 down to a lower number now that we've included. It's now only 2. This makes sense. This is just the 2 files that we changed. I have a feeling this is going to cause us issues on our Vercel deployment, but fingers crossed it does not. Let's try it and see. Code changes look fine to me. They were pretty simple. There we go. Now we got builds that are going like in a minute. You can see earlier today / yesterday, we're looking at 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. I guess it's about the same. It hasn't really changed. Seems more of a warm start versus cold start instead of the change from PM actually having an impact. Let's check this out. Fingers crossed. If this works, I can ship it, and then we can have a live page. If it does not work, it means that I'm going to have to do some more domain config on the server side. Let's go to /funnels /base. If this works, I need to add privy login as a prerequisite for the start. Okay, yeah, I think it failed. And the issue is most likely it needs to be HTTPS traffic. But let's verify. Mixed content at, yeah, must be HTTPS. I'm going to copy this error message. Go back to the instructions. Let's see if there's a simple fix that I can do without needing to update the server so that I can keep moving forward for now. Help. Would making this request from server side in the /API directory allow us to fix the bug from HTTP query? And now I'll paste the error, and it just fills yes. Now let's paste in the error. Hit a tab, and let's say please think step by step through the error in 16. I don't want it to actually implement anything right now. I just want it to give me a response, but I want it to continue in the composer to maintain the context of what we have been building. Okay, I'm going to hide all the comments because we haven't had any new ones in nearly 10 minutes. Let's analyze it. Making HTTP requests from an HTTPS page. It's blocked. Current setup. Root cause. It looks like chat might be saying that this will just work. So let's try making the request from the backend. I guess for now we'll just do that just to get rid of the error. So we've got our route. It should have also updated our start button to just fetch that, so that we're no longer fetching HTTP. And I don't know what changed in our instructions. It doesn't look like anything. Okay, we've at least tried it. I'm just going to direct push this. Yep, add in the check. Copy the error, paste it, not the error, but my changes, commit it, push it. pn dev, let's check locally if it's working while it's deploying. I'm loving how this text looks. I think it's very simple, but it gets the point across. It starts off with some buzzwords that might catch people's attention, like Launchpad, AI agents, and base has like a subsection, and it looks good on mobile screen sizes as well as desktop. So we can lean into the mobile first environment that most people are going to probably be trying to run their agents on mobile, but we also support the desktop environment as well. Fingers crossed. I hope this one works. Eventually we will update and connect a domain, but right now I'm trying to ship and not let that domain be a blocker to getting the button working. So hopefully this will work, so that hopefully this will work. We're compiling on this side. We're deploying on this side. I'm sure it'll be ready over here first, so I'm not even going to worry about running it locally. Let's just try it in the environment we care about. All right, refresh the page. Fingers crossed. Either this works, or there's three options. It works, happy path. It doesn't work, but there's a small change that we can make still in this front end repo. Or option three, we need to make a domain change on our server. Options 1 and 2 we can do right now. Option 3, I'm probably gonna end the stream and do it later. So let's see what happens. Fingers are crossed. I'm not sure I trust what it just gave us. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's just giving us an address. I'm not seeing anything here. Let's go back into logs. Let's try refreshing. Is mic 800, so that should be right. Yeah, my computer's starting to get slow, so I'm thinking I will need to wrap up soon. Streaming too much. Trying to do too many things. It's giving me the same wallet address, so I don't think this is working. I'm going to try to check API not available. It's not even really making a request. Are there any error messages that will be helpful? I'm seeing it ran at one time. I think it might be caching. Please do not cache the route. Please do not cache this route response. It should rerun it every time, and I think right now it has cached this route. Are we running a cache anywhere else? I think we're missing a couple tags that I usually see in my API endpoints. There we are. These are the three that we always use. So I think I'm gonna undo whatever it just added and add what we like. So just get rid of, nope, goodbye. And then we'll add in what we always use right here. Remove cache, add in these new changes, commit it again. Slowly losing hope that we're going to be able to get this button working in a deployed environment on the video, but feeling highly confident that this is going to work within 24 hours of the stream happening, because at this point we're dealing with domain issues of traffic being served over HTTP instead of HTTPS. But the core architecture works of I click a button, a new agent is created, it does things, and it has a life that is longer than 0, and then it dies, or at least it goes back to sleep. And you can do that infinitely. You can create as many as you want, and you don't have to put in a credit card. You don't have to know how to code or know how to use the command line even. Just go onto a page, click a button, and then you got an AI agent. But let's see if we can get it working during this call. Did I push my changes? There it is. Okay. Have I already reviewed? I think I've already reviewed this. Fingers crossed. My heart's beating. I don't know if it's because of this test or because of the mate. Still showing running longer than before. Slowly feeling optimistic, not wanting to identify with that in case it shuts down and my dreams get smashed. Okay, we're getting invalid syntax, but that might be fine. Let's check the logs. Okay, we had a crash this time saying gateway timeout. Exceeded the limit of 15 seconds. I'm fine with that. Let's increase the limit to 60 seconds here, because that should be fine. Go to general. Go to, is there something for functions? There's function section. Max is set at 15. Let's change it to 60 and save it. because it's only going to run for 33. And now let's redeploy to make sure that this change happens. Redeploy it. I'm starting to feel excited now because it did fail. However, it only failed because the gateway timed out, which makes me think that it is actually doing the correct request. And we can make this faster. We're going to optimize it right now, make it work, make it right, make it awesome. We're on the make it work step. It's almost working, very close. So once we make it work, we can then focus on all these tiny other little details. Yeah, I got to start wrapping up. I think I have a meeting in 30 minutes. Let's get this merged. While we're waiting for this, let's verify that the setting got changed in functions. 60 seconds is still showing. While we're waiting for it to deploy, let's see if just changing that fixed anything. Refresh the page. Okay, let's start it again. Okay, looks like that one still failed for the same reason, probably, of the 15 seconds. Will the logs show me that? They will. Look at that. And they show gateway timeout, 15 seconds. Perfect. We'll wait for this deploy, which should be almost done, and then we'll run it again. It's still creating the optimized build, so a little bit slower because we redeployed it. It probably didn't save the cache, which makes sense. Moment of truth again. Fingers are crossed. Will this run for the full length? And will it give us a correct address? Drums are rolling. People are at the edge of their seat. Everyone's waiting with bated breath to see, is the agent running on a deployed domain to deploy an agent on base with a button click? We just got a wallet address that's different from the others. Let's check it out and see if this is a brand new occurrence. This was 42 and 24 seconds ago, respectively. So it's brand new, starting like half a minute ago. Let's try clicking it again and see if we get a different wallet address here. So we just created one agent by just clicking a button. Didn't even need to sign in. I actually need to fix that. So let's sign in with Privy. We need to make it so that people sign in with Privy first, so that we at least get who they are to associate the agent that they built with their account. So otherwise, these agents are just disappearing into the void at the end of their 33-second live, which is fine for now. Make it work, make it right, make it awesome. We're on step one, make it work. But it seems like it's working. It's working on the deployed environment. Have I already shared this? I have already shared this. We just got a brand new address. We'll check this one out. Paste that in. Check it out on base scan 20 seconds ago. This is brand new. It's working. Our agent's working on a deployed environment. I'm going to ship this, and then I'll wrap up the stream. If you're watching this, I need to ship a couple things quickly, but actually let's ship it and then we'll do the final demo to kind of send off the video. But it is live. what you see in the title is correct. We have built a Launchpad for AI agents on base. It is one click. There's no need to code. There's no need to use any command lines. There's right now not even any need to put in a credit card, and you can just click the button. We will most likely be changing that and building it into our subscription model. But for today and today only, this is a rough prototype. You can go on, you can spin up a new agent, you can check out the wallet that it's created, you can ask questions, and all this code again is open source. So if you want to fork it or if you want to update it and help us out with some pull requests, we welcome contributions. But now that I've shipped that to main, whoops, it'll be deploying to production, and in a couple seconds you'll be able to go over to the main domain and use it yourself. And if you can beat me to it, you can do it without even having to sign in with Privy. But if you'll wait, I'll add Privy in as well. Sometimes I forget to put in the testing instructions, but again, the mantra is momentum, and so we're not going to go back and add it in. We're just going to keep moving forward. Okay, it's building on main. We need it to be required authentication, so let's go back to instructions. $17, require authenticated with Privy before calling API. And that will be in the start button, I believe. Please implement step 17. We'll run that and start checking out the branch real quick. Check out to suites / AgentKit Privy. Publish the branch. I forgot to pull from main, so let's pull hopefully before it starts. Pull from main. It's probably already going to give us an error with an unclean working tree. Well, anyways, let's keep moving. If not authenticated, have people log in. That looks perfect. Let's accept these changes. Let's just push it. It looks good. Are you taking advantage of the time window that you have to use this agent before I add an email sign-in? If not, thank you for being a good person. If you're abusing it right now, thank you for tuning into the stream to stay in touch with the latest things I am building literally as I'm shipping it, and taking advantage of that time gap between when I ship it to production and when I'm able to get a fix in, because this is a very tiny window that you've been able to take advantage of. Okay, should be deploying our new branch. If not, it's because I haven't opened up a pull request. So let's open up the pull request. And this is the actual last thing, because I am going to be late for getting to this meeting. I wasn't sure I'd be able to get this done in time, so it's actually quite awesome that I was able to just start up a stream and exceed the expectations of what I had coming into the stream. I don't like the nested ternary, but it's just a small preference. This build should almost be done. Let's get the live domain pulled up. It should be chat.recoupable.com /funnels. /base. Right now it's not linked anywhere, so you have to know this domain in order to use it. I'll share this out publicly right now. Yeah, let's just ship it real quick. Well, I'll do it once I ship this fix. But it does look live, and it's running in production. And so now, how do I log out? Let's log out. If I go to funnels base, I see the button, and this time it should force me to connect. I don't like the connect wallet text. So let's not update the text. I shouldn't have let it do that. And then I'm just gonna ship it because the text changed. We don't need to get rid of this authenticated. And then get rid of this connect wallet text. We don't want to mention wallets. Remove wallet text. So now let's try it. Let's assume that the text is changed to what we want. And so now we can sign in with email. Going to do this one off screen. Okay, now that I've signed in, I can now run it. So, and let's just verify that run is successful. And if it is, we'll ship it. Privy auth required for Launchpad. Nice, we got a new agent. Let's ship it. Squash it, ship it. Now let's tell everybody about it. We have shipped a Launchpad for agents on base. We got it live during the stream. It only took an hour and a half. But now it's time to tell everybody about it so that people can try out what we built. If they want to fork the repo, they can. We're building open source and public tools on base for musicians to be able to create and manage AI agents at scale for their campaigns. Let's go and watch the deploy and start to wrap up. Start closing tabs, get our linear organized for the next time we want to come in and play around. Close that. We don't need to run our server. That's already stopped. Let's close out of our cursor. Close out of our terminals. Watch our deploy. Close any preview domains. Keep the prod open. I do want Yup open. That'll be how we stop, is I'll post on Yup and then I'll end the stream. So if you have any final questions or final things that you want to be able to throw into the chat while I'm here watching, please throw it in now. Otherwise, once we send out this post, I will end the stream and You can obviously still reply after the fact, but you just won't get a real-time response. So Launchpad for AI agents on app base. One click setup, no coding required. Now we close out of this. We take a screenshot. Put it into the cast, and now we'll send it out, and we'll put the link to this in the subtweet. Tag base, post it, go over to warp cast onto my profile. I don't like the image that we have. That needs fixed. We'll do the same thing on Twitter. Look at that, I'm live. And with that, thank you for tuning in. This was us building a launchpad for AI agents on base using AgentKit. If you have any questions, please reply to the stream. Thank you for tuning in.